I got an email today that's going to take me away from the island. I got to go back to Virginia for some medical stuff for my next job. But whenever I'm in Virginia, there's only one person I'm thinking about. And I broke her heart all the way. You see, I cheated on her because I felt, how do I describe it? I guess it doesn't really matter what I felt. The fact is I failed her and her daughter. Another night, somebody asked me if she were to say, okay, I want to try again, what would I do? Damn it, I would try again. I lost a daughter and the great love of my life, and one of the most volatile relationships I've ever been in. I was the weak link. And I've been doing a lot of praying and reading to try to allow for this to pass over and make my mind and my heart, fully solid and call it what it was. But I can only do so many sermons and listen to so many podcasts and audiobooks. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to live life thinking about her like that. I don't know how to push forward without that little girl. And maybe I'm sabotaging myself or something, but I really don't care. I'm just trying to be honest, and you may or may not like that. But then again, I don't really care what people think. So, I've been pushing myself to accept and push forward, and I've made a lot of progress. But even in the face of all the progress I've made, if I could just go back to Friday nights, sitting on the couch, watching our little TV, and drinking coffee and alcohol, we had a beautiful thing, tainted by my selfish ways. And that's just a loss that I have to try to live with now. And the more I think about it, the harder it is. But then again, the more time I sit alone in rooms, as I do, the more time I have to think about things like that. And then, of course, now you go out and you say something like, yeah, I messed up and I wish I could fix things with my ex. That doesn't fare very well for you trying to get into a future relationship either. So I'm just kind of just stuck like Chuck. I guess I just have to accept that. I'll never get her back, and I'm not yet in a place where I can get moved forward, I guess. But honesty with myself is the best place to start. I don't know. It seems like these days in relationships, women expect men to be all the way put together before they'll be in a relationship with them. Yeah, women are never all the way put together, and they are ready for relationships. Maybe it's just because guys are bottom feeders or whatever. They'll take whatever they can get to an extent. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't expect somebody to be perfect to be in a relationship with me. My ex wasn't perfect, and I was fine with that. Of course, I didn't handle it very well, but yeah, I do miss it. I do miss her, honestly. Like, and I may never ever see her again, and I gotta still put my life together the way I'm doing it. But man, when you look back, hindsight, it's 2020. That's 100% true, you know. But so is COVID, right? Boom, burn. So here it is. I finally got my freedom to move around the island past my 14-day quarantine, and 2 days later I have to leave to go back to the lower 48. I can say that I did my best out here to enjoy it despite my heavy heart. I did not find any reason to keep me here as far as people go. I talked to some interesting people, but nothing that clicked, you know, nothing that would say, hey, well, let's run it up. Let's see what it'll do. So I guess I did the best I could. I met some cool people. I learned how to surf. I read. I worked out. I ran. I cried a lot. And nothing I can do will ever change the past. In this world. So I think about my future relationships, or hopefully my next relationship. Hopefully I can pick good enough that just, you know, be the last one. I guess I'll just take these lessons, you know, and just try to burn them into my mind. You know, losing a kid in a breakup is a terrible thing, flat out. But then losing somebody who you never expected to find, you know. So now it's like, what do you do with that after you lose something that you were truly infatuated with? Then you go back out to dating, and it's like, I have to unlearn what I think I like about a woman. Or do you go try and get something that looks and acts the same way? I don't know. I know that I'm blessed and fortunate to be in Hawaii. I know that I've learned some things. And I think that, I don't know. I can tell you this. I'm not excited to sit in North Carolina. That makes me want to cry just saying it. Like, and I'm already like in an emotional state from my standards, because any song or any idea pops in my head and I'm like on the brink of like eyes watering because of, if it reminds me of her, you know what I mean? But like, I drunk myself into a stupor one time in North Carolina, just thinking about her, playing the stocks, drinking. There's nothing in North Carolina for me. As far as, I mean, my family's there, don't get me wrong, but like, they're busy. Ugh, I do not want to sit there. Let me tell you, when you surf, you out in this community of people that are just in the moment living. And like, so you got to pedal your butt off and get all the way out there. Like, I've never been that far offshore for anything. except for in a boat maybe, and usually it was in a river. I've never been in like out in the ocean for any reason. So you got to pedal out there to where the waves break, and then you're just sitting there with this like 50 or 80 other people sitting on your boards facing towards the sea, waiting for something that looks like a good read, and then people just start to turn around and get to paddling. And it is such a cool thing. Oh man, surfing is such a cool thing. I will not let this be. That's probably what I'll do. If I go back to North Carolina, I'm just going to sit on a surfboard for hours a day. They got a couple of good practice waves. They got decent practice waves in North Carolina. So I will. I'll just commit to that. Like, that's one thing I can do where I can't afford to think about the past. When you're sitting in the middle of the ocean and waves are breaking all around. So they do a riptide in North Carolina too, so I got to be careful with that. But yeah, I'm like 50-50, good, not good. Like, the fixer in me, the lover in me wants to mend the fences because a little girl was involved and the love of my life and all this. Like, I really just want to build. Why rebuild a house if you still got the bones? You know what I'm saying? But then there's just this part of me that's just like, man, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. You put somebody through hell. You know what I mean? Like, you need to sit down somewhere. I don't know. Man, I just need I just need to be around more people, honestly. Like, that's the problem I'm having with this, I think, is I am alone literally 90 to 95% of the day. I'm so tired of being alone. I don't need a girlfriend. I just need a friend, guy or girl, just somebody who hits me up on the weekend to say, hey, are we doing this? That's not on the other side of the country, or 6 hours away, or 4 hours away. I mean, like, somebody who's down the street that wants to hang out with me. And maybe that's a testament to what type of person I am, that I have nobody in my life that wants to call me and say, hey, bro, let's get it. That's the type of person I am. People don't really even care what I'm doing anymore. So I gotta fix me, I guess. I'm gonna get a dictionary or something. Gotta figure something out. Like, I sit there and I think and think and think, and I feel like, man, I feel like I'm a good person. I mean, not good, but like, I feel like I'm an all right person. Got a lot of skills and everything, but what I have, not. And it's not like I'm not a good friend either, because I die for my friends. Like, I put money on the table for friends, but when it all comes back around, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like and maybe it's because I'm reckless a little bit, so I can put money on the table, and other people are like, yeah, that's probably a stupid decision. Keep your money in your wallet. But I just, I feel super lonely all the time, and it is terrible to deal with. It is terrible to deal with. Like, being inside of my head, the way I beat myself up over things, and then I come out to the world, and it's like, oh yeah, they don't like you either, so what are you doing, really, And then everybody could say, yeah, well, it's the COVID time. If it wasn't COVID, then you'd be able to meet people and all this. But I was alive before COVID, and I still wasn't meeting people. I had a gym family, and then I gave that up to have a real family, and then I gave that up to be an idiot. So here I am, just an idiot, like, and I wish people knew, like, the true intentions of my heart. Like, I really have a pure intent. with anything and everything that I do. And despite the fact that I fail and I do some stupid shit. Sorry, Mom. I might be a little bit drunk. But either way, it's only out of self-loathing, usually. It's never out of attacking somebody else. So I can hate myself pretty well, but it pushes me to these dark places. And I hold a lot of weight on my shoulders. So, oh man, I do not want to sit alone in North Carolina. I don't want to sit alone, period. But I don't have those options. So I guess I could go out to some bar and try to be cool and say whatever it takes to get a girl to talk back to me. But that's not me either. I'm not cool. I was really thinking this might last a little bit longer. But I'm bittersweet about it because out here in Hawaii, people don't want to know you if you're only here temporary. They just see you as like a transient cat. You know, so it's like, oh, I'd like to get to know people, but you probably be gone next month, so no. And then all the tourists aren't here, so it's not like I could meet a bunch of tourists and do something either. So I don't belong here. I don't have a home. I don't have my own car. You know, I'm just like a hitchhiker. It's not great, you know. And then go back to North Carolina. Now I have a car and I have freedom, but it's a bunch of squares, you know what I mean? Like everybody in North Carolina lives that slow life, and I'm used to DC, so it's like I don't know how to mix and mingle in a place like that where it's like a country bar maybe, or I don't even know what's even open out there. They don't even use the internet in North Carolina most of the times. They only use like they don't broadcast whether they're open or not. Or you go on Facebook, you find out, but you go and like go to the website. They don't even update their websites. It's like, I do not want to sit alone in North Carolina for another day, let alone another month. I need to be rescued. That's what I need. Of course, since I'm a guy, I'm not allowed to need help. Suck at trading stocks. Got no friends. No local friends. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends, don't get me wrong, but like, nobody that's like, hey, yo, it's Friday night. Let's get into something. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm just a big nobody. My sister had a baby, and the baby's birthday is the same birthday as her son's birthday. So, September 1st, she had a baby. And then she did it again 9 years ago, too. Oh, man. I tell you, I'm tired of finding reasons to hate myself, but it just seems to be all too easy. I need to get my life together. I need a home. I need a community. I need friends. I need more than just like I know I got brothers and sisters all over, you know, but like I need my own situation where it's like, oh, this guy's from over there. He moved in the community. We're friends now, you know, like I just need a little something more of me, you know, not like hey, we're all a team, we're all a family. So we say nice things and look after each other as best we can, but we're not really doing anything because we live across the country, you know, like, I keep saying negative stuff, don't I? Jesus help me. I need. Y'all don't understand. As much as everybody thinks I'm such an interesting person, it's because I spend hours of the day alone. Like hours alone. Nothing else to do but practice guitar or learn something new. I don't know, y'all. I need some distractions. That's what I need. I need some distractions. Y'all got any distractions over there? I need a couple of them. Like, I need some distractions from myself. I've been doing these blogs for, most of the time I've been here. I took a little time off from them, but overall, you know, I feel like the progression has gotten sort of better. I mean, the first one I remember I was pretty torn up. Somebody suggested I probably shouldn't make them public. That's how bad it was. But I shall make this one public. And see how it goes, I guess. I just want to surf and make money in the stock market. Simple. Not a heavenly goal, don't get me wrong. I know, Jesus. I know it's not a heavenly goal, but like in my life and how things are going right now, I just need a couple of simple wins. Like, let me catch some good waves. Let me make a little money. And I'm emotionally dead. I just want to live again. And I still feel like, in the deepest of me, I still feel like I'm crying for help and nobody's going to do anything about it. Like, they'll say nice things, but do something. I'm a doer. I know I'll drive across country for somebody, but doers, not everybody's like that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just that type of dude that nobody wants to do anything for. But I don't know why, because I feel like I'm a pretty generous guy. I'm not stingy. I always bring two just in case somebody else wants one or we want to ride bikes together. I just feel like I do everything to try to make sure people are having a good time. And then I guess you can't expect what you put out in the world to actually come back. That's one thing I know, but I just feel like nobody thought, oh, you know what? Hey, Fred's been going through a rough time. I got a cousin over there in North Carolina. Maybe you should meet her. Or, hey, Fred's having a hard time. I know some people who work over there. Maybe they can introduce him to somebody or some people or anything. Or you know what? Hey, I live here in North Carolina. I go to such and such every Thursday, and I know these people, and they know somebody. Maybe he'd be interested in hanging out with those people. None of that. Like, nobody thinks maybe I don't just want to sit alone and think about everything. And I don't understand that. Like, I don't even know why I'm talking to this phone right now. Nobody cares.